What's up, guys? This is Frenzy. Welcome back to another episode of Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start out with Fobas, castle level 20. So I'll do it on my archer. I can't quite do level 20s on my knight. I'm pretty bad at my knight, and he's a little undergeared. So let's see what he's got here. Alright, okay, so he's got a Zeke. I would just be a little bit careful that your Hungerbot isn't like forcing dodges. Like, you notice how the Hungerbot pulled me in, and the Zeke was like firing at me up here, and the Hungerbot kind of made a auto dodge for me. I'd be careful of that, I guess, and just like work on the delays. I would also like say that a charging Cyclops in this circumstance. I don't know if you have like Cyclops later on and they're not on charge, but charging Cyclops combined with Zeke is pretty good. It's better when Zeke's on a headshot because, you know, it's longer range and stuff. But yeah, I would just be careful of that specifically. I mean, this is fine. Alright. Yeah, the Enrager Puppeteers are kind of buggy right now. Like, you notice that Enrager Puppeteer randomly enraged this guy here. It's because when I was standing here, this was the closest thing to me. Like to the hero. It doesn't even matter if the creature is dead. Whatever's closest to the hero, he enrages. So this guy's probably never going to enrage your Zeke. I don't know what else you could throw in there. Like, a bad dog is just going to run at me, and I don't have to target it down at all. So I don't know if you could switch that out for something else. I don't know. My inventory's full. That's alright. I wouldn't find anything good here anyway. For me, at least. So yeah, you have Cyclops later on that are on this ability, so, you know, I wouldn't say that you want to combine it anymore with Zeke's. I mean, you still can, but it's not as good as like with charge. Okay, so I actually got hit by this, and okay, I made it out. If there's any way that you can mess around with that so that... Hold on, let me not die before I say this. I said let me not die. Alright, I'm good. I'm fine. Alright, if there's any way that you can mess around with this by having maybe your Stairmasters up a little bit closer, or putting this guy on a slight delay, you don't want to let go of the stun, right? Like, as soon as I fly here, you don't want to let me roll out. But if you can put a slight delay on your Hungerbot so that the bubbles here are already out, that's going to be your best shot at actually killing someone, because this should kill someone if you can like throw them into at least 3 Stairmaster, maybe 6 Stairmaster bubbles. That's going to do enough damage to one-shot somebody. So if you can get a slight delay on your Hungerbot by turning him towards the wall or moving him back or moving your Stairmasters closer just to get those eyeballs out before it pulls through. If you can do something like that, that would be a lot better. Alternatively, the only other thing you could do is maybe move your Stairmasters so they're behind here, and they don't start firing until after the hero is already like slightly mini stunned here, and maybe you can get, you know, a couple of them to shoot before I actually come out of stun after I get pulled here. That's the only other thing that I could say you might be able to do. Other than that, I mean, it's going to be difficult for you to actually, like, I should have died to that, is what I'm trying to say. If an archer makes a mistake like that, they usually get punished for it by dying. So to pull through 2 groups of mobs, like, I'm sure that kills your level people pretty often. But to pull through 2 groups of mobs, you should be killing, you know, higher level people, I would say. But, you know, it could still work for you at lower levels, I'm sure. I just think that tweaking it a little bit, you may be able to get a better effect. I don't know why I let that hit me. It's like 4 in the morning, so I'm not playing my best right now. Alright, I want to see if I can shoot this guy. Looks like I can. So, this is just like a byproduct of giving people good vision. I could see that Scorpio all the way back there, so I was able to hit him with headshot from way back here. And, I mean, I'm a little over leveled, so I one-shot him. But if there's any way that you could give people less vision, you know, by turning this room a different way or something, you'd probably have to modify a lot of your dungeon to be able to do that. But it would definitely be worth it if you know, invest the time in doing it. Alright. This trap placement here, it doesn't really synergize well with, you know, like this group. I kind of see what you're trying to do over here. You have like the possible double pull. I'm entering the room, and if I pull this group and then walk down, I can pull this group. With that as well, I'm a little afraid that you might be able to skip this group, but I'm sure you have it so that these ones are covering the entrance, and then these ones are just slightly off, off to the other side. In general, I don't really like ballista traps, but I mean, I guess it sort of works here. I would say even with your Scorpio being up here, you know, if you gave it less vision and he hit his hook, pulling them into fire mines is a lot more effective. But whereas in here, you have fire mines, but you don't really have anything complementing it, it's not necessarily the biggest deal in the world. It's just, I don't know, I don't really know if you could put anything else in there. The only other thing you could do is like put a hunger bot in there, and maybe they pull them into the fire mines or something. Generally, fire mines aren't going to do any damage though to anyone. If they, like, if they're walking through the fire minefield, because the patch made it a lot easier to defend against them, to avoid them, I guess I should say, because they have that little circle now, so it's easy to get out of the way and stuff. All right, this should be a pull to here. Nope. All right. So that's fine, you're having them pull him into the silence aura, and then you have the shield. That's fine. That'll be a pretty good time waster, and it also has a possibility of killing someone. Okay, I see what you did as well. I was wondering why that one snotter flanked like that, and you just have the entire dungeon going down towards this way, so that's good. That's even more of a time waster. You're pulling him into like a non-essential part of the dungeon. As I said with like Scorpios, having mines around Scorpios and archers, it makes it really easy for me to dodge the hooks. You know, I can just poke behind there every time and I know I'm safe. So, it's something that you probably want to try to move this mine somewhere else in your dungeon, so that I'm not allowed to do that. And then you have the same setup as me, it looks like. Okay. Which I will be changing very shortly. I think I already said that I was going to change it because I saw someone else's NSTD maybe in one of yesterday's videos, I believe it would be, or maybe the day before. I don't know, but yeah, I'm going to be changing it using a little bit of his inspiration as well. But yeah, a little bit of the vision thing, and you know, all the other stuff that I said. Because I have a terrible memory at 4 in the morning, we're just going to say that and jump into number 2. Alright, and for number 2 we have Waschbaer. Level 20 castle. Jump into it with my archer. Alright, let's see. Alright, so, I mean, I have a pretty good vision of this. That being said, knights might have a problem with this. You have 4 supply and derps. I don't know, I mean, I guess if you get pulled, maybe 2 of them will get a shot off or something, but for archers, they'll just kind of do this, because they see everything, and then everything will die. Oh, you even have archers behind it? Is that actually... yeah, I guess that's okay. For some reason I thought that that was like more supply, like that was the entire group. I don't know why I thought that, but yeah. Okay. I like it. I don't mind it. I think maybe 1 derp and Enrager Puppeteer, Bad Dog, I don't know, something for 3 supply. Even maybe like 2 Squidlies instead might do more DPS than 4 derps. I don't know. This is good placement. It means I can't really kite behind here without taking some damage. And I want to because there's a pull coming. I saw that pull kind of easily. Like, I wasn't expecting it to come. But I think as I was walking down, I was able to see this trap before I was spotted. I believe you also had your spotter on the top side here. You want to have your spotter on the bottom side, because as I'm coming in, I'm going to see that spotter here, but I'm not going to see it in this position. So just to, like, the longest possible time without vision. But this is set up how mine used to be as well, so it should work okay. I really didn't like this room when I set up mine. However, it wasn't terrible. It worked out a couple of times for me, but it didn't work out nearly as well as I really wanted it to, because I guess you probably could see that vision, you know, that springboard trap way down in the corner. Oh, I didn't one-shot him. That's sad. I've been one-shotting level 24 Pete's almost all day with headshot crits, so I was kind of looking forward to just kind of rolling through it. But there's nothing wrong with that combo though. You have the Bad Dog and the Pete Poundmore coming off of that springboard trap. Yeah, I think that's fine, and then you have a couple Cyclops to complement the Pete Poundmore. I mean, I would even say that archers are okay in that position as well if you put them like over here and make sure that they hit their shots, because they'll be shooting all the way down the hallway. Cyclops are fine too, though. I mean, if you do get hit by one of those Cyclops, you're probably just gonna die, because the other Cyclops hits you, and that's 1400 damage, and then Pete Poundmore strike, and whatever else you have. Stairmasters. This is kind of a weird setup to me. You have just Stairmasters in here, and like there's enough room to maneuver that I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I guess if you come up on this side, you don't really see what's coming. I do want to make sure that you can't skip it, and you can, which is fine. But I mean, I'm going to be able to maneuver around these pretty easily. I don't really like Stairmasters here, but I've been like switching around what I use in here. I still have Cyclops, but I changed their positioning a little bit. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to put anything in here because you have to spread it out so much so that it's not skippable. I don't know. I don't think anyone's really going to struggle with Stairmasters in that spot, though. I think, like, more... I don't know. I don't even know what to really suggest to put in there. Like, Cyclops are okay. I don't know. We'll just move on, but I don't think anyone's really going to have any trouble with the Stairmasters there. You can mess around with other things, but I don't really have any amazing suggestions either, because it's kind of an awkward spot to put a unit group in. I have one there as well for mine, because I just don't have any other spaces to put it. I need that 9th room soon. So that was fine, and I'm assuming if I come from this way, I'm not sure if I run into the Zeke first or what. I hope I don't. Like, I hope you have something to spot for it. I almost would prefer one Squidly, and then like Zeke Archer kind of a little bit farther down than you had them, and then another Squidly spotting up here, so that like I can turn the corner, and then if I come this way, the arrows are going to come from off screen. I won't see them. They'll come through the skill bar and hit me a lot more often. Whereas when I'm over here, I could see the Zeke and the Archer before they could even get their shots off. I just used a headshot on the Zeke and then I went around the corner. So it's kind of a byproduct of having a room that goes two ways. You can never really predict which way this is going to go. Okay, so this is an awkward room because I can actually skip it? No, you're going to have another Snotter right there that's going to link through here. However, if I, for some reason, came down in this corner like I did, I'm going to see these archers and then just kind of drop the volley on them. Let's see if you had like a double pull setup or something over here with flanking archers, which is kind of awkward, but okay, yeah. So you basically wanted the archers to come around behind, and then as soon as I proc this and go in for this group, they come around. You have a Zeke and like 4 archers. And then this stuns me back into him, and everybody gets their shot and kills me in almost one shot. So I like the idea. I don't know what you could do to change it, though. I think that, like, with this kind of placement here of this trap, you're almost forcing people to want to hug this side and go around like this, which then they're going to spot what you don't really want them to see. So I think the trap is kind of working against you in that sense. I don't really like smelly warriors, but I don't know. I guess they're better against knights, so because I don't like them doesn't mean they're like terribly bad. Oh, that's kind of neat. You had him on that ability. Huh. I wonder how this is gonna work, actually. That actually works not too bad. I thought they drained a little bit more health than that. They don't really drain all that much. The only problem is that they, well, they're really weak to begin with, and then also, they stun the unit that they're draining from, which is okay in the sense that it was a Defendatron anyway. The problem is they just never hit. I mean, they'll hit Knights, I guess. I don't know. I think that there's like neat things that you can do with this. I think it's better to have them maybe... if there's some way that you could rig up like a pull through the wall that like went backwards over into here or something, and they flanked around and then resurrected all of this, and you didn't even know it was coming, because there's some, you know, one Defendatron walking around or something, and it just slowly resurrects all of them, and then all of a sudden you've aggroed another group and you have, you know, 5 flanking skeleton warriors. Maybe that's good. But in this circumstance, maybe they're better against knights, and if they are, I would say you can keep them in. But if they're not working out against knights, they're definitely not going to work out against archers. And this is another one of these boss rooms. Next time you guys see my castle, it's going to be changed, so I don't have to say that this is my setup anymore. Gotta have something. I gotta get something unique so we can split these up. Some people like to use this, and some people will like to use my new setup. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think that some of your spotting could use a little bit of improvements. You know, like those archers that you can see if you walk the one way, your trap was kind of working against that, and then the smelly warriors, you could kind of walk up and see exactly what was coming as well. Although they're so slow, it doesn't really matter if you can see them or not. But yeah, not too bad. We'll jump into number 3 in just a second. All right, and for number 3 we have Phazzor, something like that, level 20 as well. So all of these were level 20. And we'll be going with my archer again. Let's see what we got. Mousetrap. This looks like it's going to turn into a pull, so I'll stop in between it. Get a good look. I see the Stairmaster pull already. Throw a volley down. This is just good play by me. This is a good setup though. I don't mind the setup at all. It's just like smart play from my side rather than bad placement on yours. And I think that's kind of how this patch is. If people play it smart, I don't think anyone's ever gonna really not finish in time. I've been running a lot of 24 and 25 castles with my archer, and I've been finishing with over a minute in almost all of them, and I haven't really died yet out of, you know, 6 or 7 castles. That being said, I think almost all of you guys that I've done have better setups than some of those castles. Like, some of them are okay, but some of them are just like really awkward designs that I don't understand how they're ever going to defend anybody. Alright, so what do I think about this? You have these guys on their 3-punch. I actually think that's the weakest of the Cyclops abilities, is that 3-punch combo. Basically, that 3-punch combo is going to do about 300 to 350 damage if they get close to you and if they hit. And then you have the Smash Down, which is the same range. If that smash hits, it does a stun plus about, probably for your level, 600 to 650 damage. And then, on top of it, if they do miss that stun, they'll be swinging for about 250. So, like, regardless, you're going to lose a small portion of damage on your, like, overall without the special ability DPS, but you'll be getting that possible stun factor, which is a lot more difficult to deal with, in my opinion. And then Charge just has the stun and has the factor that you have, like, an extra CC where you're pushing the hero where you want them to go. So, yeah. I like the other ones a little bit better. But the overall positioning on the creatures I think was fine. The only thing that I might say is that if you can move them back a little bit, so that basically you're going to walk into this room, right, and I was aggroing this squiddly that was here. If you can move that back behind the fire, so I'm like right here, and then I shoot the squiddly, and then I have to go back, and then like it makes me spend more time in this fire. Alternatively, you can move the fire up. But you want to, you know, have your trap synergize a little bit better than you had it there, so you could, you know, keep me in the fire a bit longer. The same rule applies here, although you have archers, which is a bit better, you know, have that space. Squidly was going to town on my face. But yeah, the same rule applies here, where you kind of want the person to be in the trap before they aggro, and then they have to pull back out of the trap and then go in through it again. Archers are a little bit different, though, like I said. I think that's pretty much fine with the setup that you had. If anything, you could make it so that I aggro as soon as I leave this trap. If you could set it up so that I aggro like as soon as I'm like touching this last one, I don't want to die, but as soon as I'm like coming off here and the aggro circle's just right across here, and then I have to make a choice. Do I want to run all the way back over this trap, take more damage, or do I want to take the archer shots that I don't actually know are coming at this point? Alright, let's see. I think I actually like this setup better if you have the over-the-head smash on the Cyclops, because then you have the chance of someone maybe hitting this goat thing once, getting smashed down, and then having the goat charge through you. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's not a bad setup, but maybe everything's a little too clumped together. Maybe you could have it aggro a little bit closer, or mess around with the positioning back here to spread it out a little bit, but I don't even know if that's a bad thing because you have the Defendatron on his AoE defend, so I think that's fine. I'm just a little bit over-leveled. I like this setup actually a little bit better than the last one because as a Hunger Bot, I think that makes it a little bit more awkward to deal with. You might even consider replacing that battering ram, goat, whatever it is, with a Hunger Bot for your other group as well. Because I like that a little bit better. They're a bit more tanky, and the goat usually doesn't ever get its charge off. I don't think I've almost ever had that happen. And I'm mispositioning myself in between here. Oh my god. Alright. Come on, one shot. Nope. Okay, so that guy was on heal. That's fine. It's kind of just a, you know, whatever you want. It's a, what do you call it? Your personal preference. If you want to on heal or enrage, I think it's fine. Time wasting room with the squiddly. The rest of it is okay. I'm unsure of the squiddly, but I think it's fine. The thing is, with the AoE defend here, what are you really trying to defend? The squiddly, the Hunger Bot? Like, it's not really gonna do much. So unless you have this in your boss room as well, I would say having it on its like a single shield is better than the AoE, because the AoE doesn't affect the individual person. And there's still a chance where like the AoE goes down and I headshot the Hunger Bot because he's annoying. So personally, unless you use this in another part of your dungeon, I would put this guy in the single defend on the Hunger Bot, and I think it would be a bit more annoying. Just ever so slightly. Alright, so I saw the Cyclops. What is this guy actually on? Is it heal? Yeah, see, the problem with using a Dr. Skull on heal in the middle portions is you're wasting half of the supply on something that's not going to affect damage, right? It's not going to actually do much of anything. You can't actually like assume that someone's not going to be able to DPS down one Cyclops, or just ignore the Cyclops and go after the Dr. Skull and take a significant portion of damage. Like, I don't think it's actually going to take all that much more time. If I did anything, I would use, I don't know. I don't even really like using Dr. Skulls in this portion of my dungeon at this level, because people have such good AoEs they can just kill those in one shot, and then the Cyclops really isn't going to do all that much. If you want to heal there, I would say put in a Puppeteer and, you know, add another Cyclops or something, and that makes it a little bit even more time consuming in my opinion. So I like this, and to explain why I like this is because I go through this mousetrap, right, and then I come into here and I aggro these, and I don't have a reliable source of escape fast, right? I have to kind of time out my escape to go with these mouse wheels. If I get hit by them, the archers are going to hit. If I stay here, the archers have a bigger chance to hit as well, because I'm not around a corner, so that's why I like that. It's a good setup for archers. And then you have a pre-made boss. And like I said, you know, I'm not going to say anything about those. Yeah, so not too bad at all. You had some good, smart positioning and stuff like that. Just a couple things that I said, and you'll be doing just fine. But with that, that's going to be the third one, so that'll wrap up the video. You know, if you guys enjoy what I do, please subscribe, leave a like. If you want to be a part of viewer castles, you can comment on one of the videos, comment on my castle after you attack it, or send me an email at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. After you know, wait a little while, you can check out your request on the spreadsheet that I made. It'll be a link in the description to check that out for anybody who wants to know like the status of their request. Because sometimes it takes me a little while to get to them. I usually get about 12 to anywhere between about 12 to 20 names a day. So you know, it does take me a little while to get to everybody. Other than that, that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.